Welcome to another edition of Teens Today. I'm Samantha Cook. Coming up on today's show, we're talking about robots. We'll see what high-tech things Cactus High School students are building and why. Also, we're discussing the importance of the National Honor Society and why you may want to join. And Elaine Scruggs will be in the studio. We will look back on her career and see what the future holds after she retires in January. Teens Today starts right now. Hello, welcome to Teens Today, and I'm Samantha Cook. Today, most of you know that our mayor is retiring. We had a chance to have her on our show and say our goodbyes. Today with us, we have Mayor Scruggs.
Hi, Samantha. How are you?
So, what are some of the accomplishments that you've had with your term?
Oh, gosh, it's been really exciting. Glendale has changed a lot from when I first went into office. We were kind of a sleepy little farm town and didn't really have much in the way of jobs or businesses or shopping or anything else. And now we've really grown into a city where people can work in the same place that they live, or we have beautiful neighborhoods throughout the entire city and every kind of housing you can imagine. Definitely have a lot of entertainment here, and we've kind of become known for that. Great shopping, great places to eat out. Gosh, Samantha, when I think back to 1990, when I first went into office as a council member, I became mayor in 1993, there were probably less than 25 restaurants in the whole entire city, and now you can find 25 just by going 2 blocks, on Bell Road. So it's changed a lot. I think we've grown into just a very beautiful city with great neighborhoods, and it's a very family-oriented city.
So how has being mayor changed your life, and especially with the farewell ceremony last night?
Oh, how has it changed my life? Being mayor has provided me an opportunity to experience things that very few people in their lives really get to experience, to be in positions where you can be part of making good things happen. A large part of the work I've done as mayor has been really done outside of the city but for the city, and that's been in the area of transportation, building good transportation systems. You know how much our valley has grown, and with it we've had to grow freeways, wider roads, bus systems, and so forth. I've worked a lot in the transportation area, and I've spent a lot of time working on Luke Air Force Base issues and making sure that as the valley develops, we develop in such a way that Luke Air Force Base can still do the training mission that the Air Force has them doing. So those are huge things in my life. I would never have had an opportunity to come in contact with without being the mayor.
With your farewell ceremony, how did that affect your life and how you felt about being mayor?
Wow, that was amazing. I was told there was going to be this reception at 5 o'clock on a Tuesday afternoon before the council meeting. And I went, who's going to come to that? Maybe the employees as they're leaving City Hall. And it was hundreds of people and so many memories. People that I've shared so many times with throughout the years. They've been there in support and participation, and they're the heart of our city, really. It was just a very touching time.
What are some things you'd like to see continued after your term?
MIAC, the Mayor's Youth Advisory Commission, because it's really up to whatever mayor is in office if they want to continue the program, expand it, contract it, what direction they want. And it has been a joy for me. And at the time I became mayor in 1993, my own daughter was a teenager. So I could really relate a lot to what teenagers wanted to do in the way of self-expression and growth, and the realization that teenagers are able to do so much more than the public often gives them credit for. So MIAC became a real passion with me, and giving the members like yourself. Look how much you've grown in the years you've been in MIAC. When you started out, when you sent in that application to be a member of the Mayor's Youth Advisory Commission, did you ever in your wildest dreams think you'd be hosting a TV show?
No. And I'd like to thank you for that opportunity.
Oh, but it's an opportunity that's there for you and others to take and grow with. And what we try to do is provide different ways that our members, the teens, can find what it is they're great at, or what it is they didn't know they were good at, but they really are, and experience new things, build self-confidence, build self-esteem, maybe learn something that's going to help them in a career in the future. I remember you were kind of quiet when you first started out. Look at you now.
Well, besides me, what do you think, how you've impacted other lives of the citizens and maybe the teens around the Glendale?
Actually, what I came from different organizations and groups and activities that tried to participate in civic life. What I've tried to do is open up the ways that our citizens can participate way beyond they were before. You know, it's very easy to just, for elected officials to just go on their way and not really find ways for citizens to actively participate. So that has been a big goal of mine. I started the Glendale University program, the Glendale Civic Pride Ambassadors program. I started a number of, laid the groundwork for some ordinances that would involve citizens in participating in major decisions in their neighborhood. So that's been a very, I think I've had a very large impact in that way. Even my community conversations that I hold, which are open forums for discussion, and 70, 80 people come at a time and get to talk about what's important to them. That's been something that I've wanted to do, and I think I have had an impact in that area.
Well, now that you're getting ready to end your term, do you have anything that you would like to accomplish?
You mean as a private citizen?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what I tell everybody is I'm looking forward to being able to do whatever I want to do whenever I want to do it. So I'm looking forward to not having to check a calendar to see where I'm supposed to be the next day at what time. And I'm just looking forward to the freedom to decide what it is that I want to do. I haven't had that kind of freedom for so many years, more than 2 decades. I haven't had the freedom to decide how I'm going to spend my day. So this is something very exciting to me. Just the idea of reading a book for pleasure versus reading something because I'm going to a meeting is just something I'm looking forward to so much.
Well, I hope you have a wonderful time relaxing after your term, and thank you for coming on the show with us today. It was a really good pleasure to have you on, and such an honor.
And I would like you to promise you'll stay in touch. That's the thing. I'm not leaving Glendale. I still want to hear from people, and I'd love to hear where you go in your career.
Well, thank you for coming on the show today, and Teens Today will be right back.
If I ride, I will know the way the trees smell after the rain. I will grow a heart so strong that hospitals will take Tuesdays off. If I ride, road rage will turn into laughter, and oil tankers will haul chocolate milk. And I won't be a boy or a girl. I will just be a rider.
Welcome back to Teens Today. I'm Jacob Jarnigan, and today we're talking about CHS Robotics Club. What is it exactly? Joining us today is Kyle and Justin. So tell us, what exactly is your robotics club?
Our robotics club is a team of students at Cactus High School and the surrounding community, and we come together and we participate to build various robots and machines.
Okay. So what kind of competitions do you guys get into?
Last year, we had to build a robot in 6 weeks that could play basketball, and a couple years ago, we had to build a robot that could play soccer. And just recently, we helped a salon called J Salon participate in a competition called Hair Wars, where we made animatronic hair for them.
Nice. And how'd that go?
it went great. They won first place in the Hair Wars competition in Arizona.
Awesome. What kind of haircut did you give 'em?
Well, we made a mohawk that was supposed to rise up, and that worked pretty well. We also made an Eiffel Tower that came out of somebody's head. We made the Statue of Liberty spikes that would extend from their head. And then we made an Atlas Earth, so it was like a guy holding an Earth, and we made the globe rotate.
See, that's what I try to make my hair do in the morning, and it just doesn't work. But nice trick. That's really cool. So you're given, you said about 6 months. You're given 6 months to...
6 weeks.
Oh, 6 weeks. So in 6 weeks, you made all those hairdos?
Actually, the hairdos we actually did in a shorter amount of time because it wasn't a competition by the competitions that we usually work with, which are run by a organization known as FIRST.
FIRST. What does FIRST stand for?
FIRST stands for Inspiration and Recognition of Science and Technology. It's an organization started by Dean Kamen, who invented the Segway, and he's trying to make sure that high school students can get excited about engineering and technology.
Well, that's really cool. So, what kind of teams, or do you compete with schools? What kind of people do you compete with in these competitions?
Well, usually we compete with high school teams because the age limit for the teams is between 14 and 18, so it fits perfectly with your high school years. So most teams are at high schools, but some are at communities, so we usually go with high school teams, and there's teams all around the world. And we go to a regional competition in Arizona, and we compete against teams in Arizona, we compete against teams in California, and even from Canada and Brazil.
Oh, really? Are those teams usually really good?
Yeah.
I'm sure you're better, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Definitely representing Glendale.
We won second place at last year's regional, and so we're really proud of that.
Well, that's awesome. How many members do you guys have this year?
Well, we have around 20 members this year. It's about the same every year, but we lose some when people graduate from high school.
Right. So do you have to have any prerequisite classes? Like, do you have to know engineering or...
You don't have to know anything when you enter robotics. We teach you everything that you need to know. Justin here didn't even know what a Phillips head screwdriver was when he joined robotics.
Now I'm the electrical sub-team leader, so...
Nice. So you're the electrical sub-team leader. You're the vice president?
That is correct. I'm also the programming team leader.
So if anybody's willing to join, they just have to email your sponsor?
Yes, Stacy Johnson. If someone were to go to the Peoria District website and find Cactus and look at the faculty, on the list is Stacy Johnson, a science teacher. The other way they could try and get in contact with us is they can call 602-509-7577, and our lead public relations advisor will talk to you.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you, both of you, for coming today. Well, I'm Jacob Jarnigan, and we'll be right back with more Teens Today.
I am C-3PO, and this is Glendale. And I'm Anthony Daniels, and it's still Glendale.
All right, welcome back. My name is Rachel Chahio, and today I'll be talking about NHS, which is the National Honor Society, and they do service projects on campus and around their community. And in the studio today, I have Katie Dolan. So Katie, what else does NHS do?
Well, National Honor Society is a club that is committed to encouraging a culture of excellence on campus by asking students to try and live by 4 pillars or ideals: scholarship, leadership, academics, and service. So members are constantly creating new ways, new projects that are designed around these ideals so that we can create perhaps a better campus, for instance, different service projects, maybe tutoring projects. In fact, just recently, to fit our commitment to service, we were able to collect 718 pounds of food donations for St. Mary's Food Bank. And also we had a recent stuffed animal drive to benefit the pediatric department of Banner Hospital. And that's just 2 projects out of perhaps the many ongoing services that we are constantly trying to improve on campus.
Okay, what about in the community? What have you guys done there?
For the community, we also have a community resource center. We call it Cactus Closet. It's basically a sort of depot where we have different food donations and clothes donations, which have been graciously given to us by students and members of the neighborhood. And it's designed to benefit other members of the neighborhood, or perhaps students who are perhaps less privileged, who maybe could use a little bit of a hand in negotiating just the needs of daily life. So you can come by, and at no charge to you, you can collect food donations or perhaps clothing articles that you might need for your family. I think this is an excellent way of giving back to the community.
So I heard a couple years ago that NHS wasn't a big deal. How has it grown over the years?
Well, you did hear, I'd say, somewhat correctly, and considering just 2 years ago, meetings were much different. They were a bit shorter, they were before school, and while we still tried to live to the same ideals, it wasn't perhaps as large and expanded. Since then, we've increased membership. We have so many more ambitious students who are now part of the club, and we have a new advisor as well. So we have tried to create a club that is now much more focused on being involved in many different projects at once. We're very much into dividing into committees, to divide and conquer and create the biggest influence on campus that we can. We are much more busy.
What advice would you give to other people who are wanting to start their NHS up again?
I would say that you would want to encourage members to be committed to these ideals. I mean, all NHS members are inducted with the pledge, which outlines the different 4 pillars that we think create honor. So by trying to create a club culture that is much more rigorous and perhaps dedicated to constantly trying to improve oneself. I know we even read over the summer leadership books, and the idea of trying to just improve ourselves and just constantly keep moving forward. So I would say keep up the hard work and try to stay busy. There's always new opportunities and excellent minds out there who, if you just ask around, I'm sure you'll find there are many different ways to help out the community.
Is it hard to be part of NHS?
I'd say it takes a commitment to excellence, which is part of what is expected to actually be allowed to join NHS. It certainly is an honor, but it is also a commitment that not only do you have to stay on top of things academically, but you also have to keep good character, which is of course expected, but also stay involved with service. We have a service requirement each semester to try and make sure that students remember that there's always opportunities to be better, not only yourself, but also helping out others, and to try and kind of create a sort of new lifestyle for students that are dedicated to these ideals.
Do you also help out at elementary schools?
Yes, actually, just recently, one of our subcommittees has created almost like a bridge program between the elementary National Junior Honor Society and our high school level National Honor Society. And together we've been working with the National Junior Honor Society at Frontier Elementary, which is a nearby school within our district, to create a community service project that we hope will benefit the local area. So we might see that in the very near future.
What other projects are you planning for the future?
Additionally, we have our subcommittees have kind of been progressing throughout the year. Our Accepted Club, which is a subcommittee that, by paying homage to our pillar of scholarship, tries to help create a network of students who can assist each other in the college preparation process. The Accepted Club will be having a meeting perhaps in the very near future about scholarship essays and perhaps maybe peer editing, hopefully encouraging students as they take their ACT tests and their SAT tests and giving them tips on how to study, and this is what you should be looking out for, and maybe how to navigate trying to find your way to college and careers. And I also know that we've been working a little bit with our Wish Upon a Star program that's with the English department, which is going to try and hopefully improve the prospects for Cobras this holiday season as far as gifts go.
Thank you, Katie, for joining me today. And my name is Rachel Chahio, and see you again on Teens Today.